Love seeing that. Love seeing people coming early. Awesome. All right, I didn't read what you wrote though. I got to get my iPad out. Only 67 degrees here today. Wow, it's that's the first fall except for at night. That's the first fall temperatures we've had. The autumn temperatures we've had since 68. Okay, since well, in the evening we've been getting that, but not daytime. We've not been getting those temperatures. Let me bring up the chat. So nice to see you in here early. Welcome. Yep, it's Gracie and Ian. Let's see. Okay, Gracie. Oh, she's back. Yeah, Gracie, it starts at 4 o'clock, and I'm gonna put out the panel link, in just a minute. Let me check more of the chat again. Let me read what you wrote. Oh, thanks, Gracie. Oh, you've been looking forward to it all day. Grayscale painting, welcome. Grayscale painting, welcome. I'm gonna bring 2 people up on the panel. So it's gonna be Ian and Gracie. Here's the invitation link. And I believe Gracie's going to show us either a finished painting or a painting in progress. And Ian is going to show us, he's going to actually paint on panel, paint a picture from beginning to end on panel. And Gracie, I think, is showing us just one painting, a work in progress, or if it's one of her finished paintings, we'll see. And let me put the link in the chat. But you have to have your camera on. You have to turn your camera on so I know that it's you. There's the link, and you have to turn your camera on. Just 2. Gracie has 2 paintings to show us. Awesome. Grayscale painting. What kind of art do you like to do? I guess painting, right? What kind of painting? Grayscale painting. Grayscale. Is it grayscale art? Oh, hold on. My bracelet's stuck. Hold on. I don't want to break it. There. So let's see. It's grayscale painting. What kind of painting do you like to do? And let's see. Somebody's in the waiting room. And let me move this. Hold on. That's Gracie. Ian, you got to turn your camera on your face so I can see you temporarily, so I can see you. Because we've been having problem with trolls that try to jump on the chat. Hi, Gracie.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi.
Good. The audio, good. I can hear you. The audio's good.
Good. I'm getting used to it. It's all very
good.
I never know where to sit. That's my there. There we go.
That's fine. Like, yeah, maybe you can turn your camera down lower. We can see your face. But if
Yeah.
you're going to show your artwork, maybe you have to show it up a little bit higher.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, now I see your face good. Yeah.
Is that better? Good.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah,
I'm
still shy. I'm still not shy, but nervous.
I know what you mean.
I
get shy and nervous all the time about different things, and when I first started live streaming, I was all shy and nervous, and then now if I interview like a guest artist, that I get nervous about that.
Yeah, I can get that.
And I can say the wrong thing. Like the guest artist yesterday actually said, "Well, she thought I was like focusing too much on somebody in the chat." And I said, "Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry." We both said we were sorry because we realized we were talking too much about her. And we're like, "Oh, we're sorry." I'm like, "Oh God, okay."
Yeah, that's one of my biggest downfalls is I tend to, especially when I'm nervous, I tend to talk way too much.
Yeah. Well, I think I do too. Okay.
Yeah, I'm guilty. I'm guilty of that.
Okay, wait, hold on. I'm sorry. Ian, I need to see your face. I can't bring you on until I see your face. Just show me your face temporarily, even if it's not going to be, or show me your artwork. Show me your artwork, because I can see nothing. Ian, I see nothing. And we've been having a troll problem. They try to jump up on panel. Yep, they try to jump up on panel. And Ian, I am seeing nothing. I don't see your artwork. See, okay. He's going to probably, yeah, and now they jumped down. So that was either a troll or it was Ian, like not being able to show he should be able to show at least his artwork or some kind of finished artwork. Yeah, you know what? He's probably starting a painting from beginning to end today. And but at least show us like your painting you did last week if you could. Then I wouldn't really know it was you, even if you can't show your face because you got your camera pointed down on your artwork. I understand that.
These trolls, I don't know what makes
them bad. And they used to just go after gamers and big channels. Now they're coming after small channels and stuff.
I don't
want to talk too much about them. I don't really want. Hi, Stacy Little. Welcome.
Hi, everybody in the chat. Hello.
Can you read the chat, or should I read it to you, Gracie?
Please. Yeah, that'd be good.
Okay, so Gracie's one of our guest artists, and she has a couple paintings to show us, and then we have another guest artist.
Yeah.
And let's see if Ian has something to tell us about whether he is trying to hear the Slee Stack rule. Welcome. Oh, good. You're the real Slee Stack. Okay. Grace. And then I asked Grayscale Painting what kind of painting did he like to do. Let's say, hello, Ian. Been taking. Because I had asked Grayscale Painting what kind of painting does he like to do, and looking for his answer. I can't find your answer. Okay, so you're from the UK, right?
Yep, I am.
She lives in the UK.
Yeah.
Sophia.
It's very humid here actually tonight. This afternoon.
Oh, you got our humidity. We were really humid yesterday, so you got our. We're only. Well, maybe you don't know Fahrenheit, but Fahrenheit degrees, we're only 65 degrees today. And we were like 90 degrees yesterday.
Wow. Oh my goodness. That's pretty hot.
Hey, just shared you out. Oh, thank you, Sophia, for sharing this out. Okay, so where's Ian?
Yeah.
Okay, he'll come on. He'll come back. I don't know what happened. Okay. Oh, he does have trouble. I know he does have trouble with his internet. He does, or his computer, or his internet sometimes.
Yeah, he said to me he was doing a StreamYard thing and it crashed.
Oh, it did? And he's in the waiting room, I think.
Is he? Oh, right.
And Grayscale Painting says the kind of painting. Oh, I'm sorry. You could be a he or a she. I'm sorry. Grayscale Painting could be a he or she. Floral, landscape, and seascape. Oh, awesome. I do those too, but I like to do abstract, floral, landscape, and seascape. Okay, gonna keep you Running. Oh, thank you, Sophia. If you can't watch, just keep us running. That's awesome. So let me see who's in the waiting room. And then we're going to get to Gracie first. Because you were here first. So, Ian. Okay. Even if it's. Hi, Ian.
Hello.
Hi, Ian.
Hello. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. And we're glad it's you.
Yeah, glad to see you. Oh, I'm moving.
Well, what you need to do is don't put it on the public chat. You need to send
you know, like put it in somebody's that's the better way to do it. Like put it in somebody's email or instant messenger, right?
Yeah.
I can't.
And then only people who've been invited come in then.
Okay, that for Ian, that's what I'll do for you because I do have you on instant messenger. For Gracie, I don't have her on email or instant messenger. So.
Oh, okay.
Oh, wait a minute. I do have you on instant messenger. I'm sorry, Gracie. I have you on instant messenger. You're right. So I could actually give the link for her to, yes. I could do that for her too in the future.
Oh,
so
yeah.
So let's go. Gracie, are you ready to show your paintings? And I'm gonna highlight you.
Yeah. Can you see me? Am I? Because I know.
Yeah, I'm gonna highlight you. Just a minute. I'm gonna put you on. You're gonna be on full screen.
Oh no!
There you go. There you go.
Okay. Oh, all right then. This is the first landscape I've ever done.
It's the first landscape she's ever done. It's on paper, right?
Yeah, it's on. Actually, it's Archer's paper. This one.
And you're gonna cut that down. Is that why you have the white margin at the top?
I did a horizon line, and then I thought, and then people never throw away. If you get a piece of watercolor paper and you get this is a bookmark.
Oh yeah, you can make it into a bookmark.
Or a swatching out thing. You can swatch your paints out on it or something.
Yeah, you could do that too.
Yeah. But that was very challenging to do that, to be quite honest. That was a real.
And you did it. You had a reference photo. You showed me in Instant Messenger. You had a reference photo, and did you do that in watercolor or is it acrylic?
Yeah, no, it's watercolor. And have you heard of Arteza?
Yeah, that's a very famous.
They're very good. They're very nice. Yeah.
I like the sky. I like the sky and the yellow into the transition into the yellow into the orange.
Yeah. The sun here, that was the hardest thing to do out of all of it, to be quite honest.
Really?
Really, really tricky. But yeah,
go ahead. I'm sorry.
Sorry.
Well, I was gonna say a silhouette. The dark silhouettes on against sunsets are really good to teach for beginners because you said that is your first landscape, and that is really good. That's a really good one for beginners.
Yeah. I'm quite pleased with that one.
Yeah.
I did this one this afternoon. I've got 2 guinea pigs, and they're my pets. They're very cute. And I was giving them lettuce because they're vegetarians. And I saw this lettuce leaf, and I thought, I've never painted a lettuce leaf.
You never painted a what?
A lettuce leaf.
A lettuce leaf.
Yeah.
Wow.
I was quite pleased with this one as well. Yeah.
Yeah. You got a lot of the values good.
Yeah, and the Arteza paints. I'm not sure if they're student grade or professional grade, but they're very good for glazing. They're really, really good and for colour blending and that sort of thing.
Oh.
Yeah. I hope you like that one.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and you would leave it like that. You're not going to add more to it, right? You're going to.
I might tweak it here or there. I think there'd be
I just think that solid line is right around where that light color is.
Yeah.
Just as a comment, I would say that maybe that needs to be lightened up right there, but everything else looks like great.
Yeah. I think I might have gone a bit too thick with the
outline.
Yeah, I might do it again, but it's the first time.
That's nice.
Thank you. These are what I used. I don't know if you've seen these. These are the Arteza ones.
Wow. Oh, I was thinking Arteza in tubes, but no, they come in a
I've got that one, and then I've got another one, and the other one has 25 colours, which is quite a lot actually.
Yeah. How many? That has 25 colors. Is that right?
I think this one's got.
You have 2 palettes too?
Yeah.
Oh, that's so many colors.
And to be honest, they're not very expensive. They're pretty.
Really?
They're pretty.
I've heard a lot about Arteza. I thought like Arteza like would be expensive or something, but I don't know for sure.
No, absolutely not. No, I can't afford really expensive stuff.
Right. No, I've heard you can do pretty decent watercolors without even really expensive watercolor paints.
Ian, I've got my new paintbrush here. Sorry. Ian told me a while ago about the White Knights watercolors, and they are,
White Knights, they're paintbrushes, you mean?
Oh, sorry, no, watercolor paints that are called White Knights.
Oh, I think I've heard of him talk about them.
Oh,
yeah.
they're really good. They're really good paints.
So you also have them in addition to Arteza?
Yeah. It's
that's good.
To be honest, I need to, like Ian said, to limit my tools now and just kind of get used to each kind of, because I think I don't know if all artists are the same, but sometimes you tend to accumulate a load of art supplies.
Right.
And when you've got all the art supplies, do you actually use them all?
Right. Yep.
So I'm
a multimedia artist. I'm not just a watercolor artist, so that's one reason why I have a bunch of different supplies.
Wow, that's pretty cool, man.
Thank you so much for showing us, and let's see if we have some comments. Let me read some comments maybe show your silhouette painting.
Yeah.
Because maybe like people are saying
I've just got to turn.
Hi, John. John Mallory says, "Wow."
Oh, thank you. That's great. Thank you.
And Alicia's handmade. Alicia's One Piece of Mine is here, and let's see. And Miss Garrett, welcome.
Yeah, welcome all. There we go.
And John Mallory, thank you for the thumbs up. Yeah, everybody, please remember thumbs up. Thank you. John Mallory, thank you for the thumbs up. And Grayscale Painting says, this is awesome.
Thank you. I like to hear that.
I don't know, Grayscale Painting, I don't know if you're here or she. Oh, is it he? That's right. He says it's awesome.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that.
And Miss Griette, we are featuring 2 guest artists today. I'm an artist too, but I will do my live painting on Wednesdays and Sundays. And then some of the other days of the week, I feature some other guest artists that either we watch them while they paint or do their artwork. It doesn't have to be painting. Or like yesterday, the artist started off by drawing, and we watched her do a drawing in progress, and then after that, she showed us some finished work.
Yeah,
so yeah, it's good to see you, Alicia. Yes, and
hi guys in the chat. Hello.
And John Mallory says, "Beautiful work."
Thank you very much. Oh, I'm gonna blush again, aren't I?
Maybe you want to keep holding it up just for a minute, or you
right.
Just for a couple more minutes, because Dina just came in here. Hi, Dina. We're featuring 2 guest artists today. That's Gracie. Oh, how do you say your last name? Shackelford?
Just say Shack. That'll be easy.
I'm just gonna call you Gracie. Gracie. What did you say, Gracie? What?
Yeah, just call me Gracie. That's
Gracie from the UK, and that's her first landscape. And she decided to do silhouette against the sunset, which I said that's a really good idea for beginners, is to do a silhouette against the sunset. And
yeah.
And that's watercolor.
Yeah.
And
I'm gonna hold it up straight
you're gonna
here.
trim off that top part.
There we go.
And then you want to show your lettuce sleeve too?
Yeah, the lettuce sleeve is okay, but I think I went a bit too thick on. Are they veins? Are they called veins on the lettuce sleeve? I think I might need to redo those. The veins on there. They're a bit thick.
Oh, maybe some of the veins. Oh, okay. Right. You might want to work on it some more.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
But the landscape was your first time at a landscape, right?
Right. Yeah.
Your first attempt at a landscape.
Whoa. Sorry, guys.
And then we have Ian waiting in the wings, and he's going to be showing us a painting in progress, I believe.
I'm looking forward to this.
Oh, so pretty, Gracie.
Sorry?
Oh, Dina Tollefson says, oh, so pretty, Gracie.
Thank you, Danina. Thank you.
And
hello. Ah, Mr. Jackson's here.
Ian, you can. I know Ian's going to be next. And then Dina says that's a great landscape. So what is like windmills and buildings?
Yeah. I always wanted to play a windmill. So,
oh wow! Okay.
For like absolutely ages, I've always thought, oh, I really want to draw, but I didn't. I wasn't brave enough to try it, should we say?
Oh, you were brave enough to try it. And One Piece with Mine Alicia said she met you this morning. Do you remember her? One Piece with Mine Alicia?
Oh, yeah. Hi, Alicia.
And then John Howard says, I uploaded my art video on my channel. Check it out. Oh, okay. John Mallory. Yeah, I got to check out your art video. Let me take a screenshot so I can remember.
Right.
And, and then I'm doing good. I'm doing well, Alicia. Thank you. So, thank you for showing us your two paintings, Gracie. Thank you so much for coming up here.
Thank you for having me on the panel.
Yeah, and do you want to stay on the panel and be able to talk so you don't have to type like when Ian's on here?
Yeah, that's fine. That's
okay. So I'm gonna take you off the highlight being the feature.
Yeah.
And so that's 3 of us. And now I think I'm going to I'm featuring. Yeah, I can only do that. I can feature Ian right now. Ian started his drawing on his that it could be his watercolor painting already.
Yeah. Hello.
Hi. Hello.
Hi, Ian.
Hiya.
Hello.
No, it's rocks. It's rocks leading into a ocean.
Yes, I'll explain what this is. It's a watercolor today. It's a landscape, obviously. But in the south of England, near the coast, there's a place called Cornwall.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And it many hundreds of years ago, it used to have tin mines where they used to obviously mine for tin.
Okay.
Now, I don't know if you can see that there.
Yeah, I see that. I thought it was a lighthouse, but it wasn't.
That's the remains of an old tin mine. That's how they used to enter into the mine.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a little house next to a big chimney.
Yeah, it's the main entrance way to the mine or something like
that. Okay.
And it's a fairly famous landscape, very well known in Britain. It's called Wheatcoats Mine. Right, and it's one of the few remaining examples of a tin mine left.
Oh, it's one of the few remaining examples.
Yeah. So it's lots of artists have painted this, and the reason why I'm doing this today is it's coming up to the 28th anniversary of me painting this, which was one of the first ever paintings in watercolor that I did on proper watercolor paint.
Oh, let me see that. Wait, let me see
That's
that.
amazing. Oh wow, Ian.
So that were one of the first ones I ever did.
Wow.
That's one of your first watercolors you ever did?
Yeah, just take into account that I'd spent 15 years prior to that as an oil paint. It's not as though I went into it without knowing what I was doing. I'd been an artist stroke oil painter for nearly 15 years by the time I had a go at doing this.
Wow.
So I'd had quite a few years experience, and I dug it out a while ago, and I just thought I'd like to have another go at it.
Oh, that's a nice idea. Yeah. And how many years ago was it that you did this one?
September of 1991.
Oh wow.
Oh, so almost
28 years.
Oh my goodness, 28 years.
So that's how long I've been. Well, I've been doing it more than that. Watercolor. That was one of the first examples of me getting some actual proper watercolor paper.
Wow, and it's so good. Your first one is so good. Can I ask you about the masking tape and what weight paper you use?
The masking tape is just normal decorator's masking tape.
Because some masking tape will pull off the paper.
Yeah.
Yeah, but this is really cheap. It's got barely any glue on it.
I heard that the cheap kind you buy at the dollar store is the best kind.
Yeah, if you get that and you don't leave it on more than the best thing to do is not to leave it on too long.
And then, but you need to burnish it down before.
You can do.
Give you a little tip. I'll just
go ahead, Gracie.
Sorry, Ian. If you have your masking tape, you can put it on your clothing before you put it down on the paper, because that'll take some of the stickiness out.
Yeah.
Oh, by putting it on your clothes, right?
Yeah.
I like
it.
Might get a bit sticky.
But then I'm wondering, would it be sticky enough and it wouldn't seep through?
To be honest that cheap tape is good enough. All it needs to do is hold it down to some extent. It doesn't need to be totally cemented to it.
Yeah.
And then, are you using 140-pound paper?
It's what you would call 140-pound paper. Yeah.
Because I find buckling still happens.
That's because you've not tethered it down enough, or you're using way too much water.
Way too much water. That's probably it.
Yeah. You got to be conservative about how much water you're putting on these things.
Okay.
If this paper isn't cotton paper, right? But if it were, you could put water on it all day and it won't buckle. But if this is cellulose paper, it's Buckingford, but it's quite robust. This paper, it can take a lot of hammer. So
awesome. We have some awesome guests in here. I mean, we have our guest artists, but I mean some people in the chat. Awesome Wood Things. He has 2 channels, Awesome Wood Things and All Things YouTube. And Awesome Wood Things, he loves creative people, and he just said, I love live painting. So he can't wait to see you start painting. He loves live painting. Awesome.
I'm gonna get my sleeves rolled up. I don't know about you. I don't like having things on my arms when I'm painting. It's weird that. So
And Sarah A. Mustafa, welcome.
So
I-
Come on my
you
home.
and a bit
Sylvia,
like,
welcome.
this is
Sylvia,
the bit,
welcome from France.
Oh wow.
Yeah, Ian's about to start watercolor painting. And what do you call that? A tin what? Like it was an old tin. I mean, it's a landscape. It's a landscape that's going into a seascape.
that is tin mine in Cornwall.
Tin mining.
Yeah,
Cornwall.
they used to do mining down there, and that's a relic of what's left.
Yeah.
And they don't do it anymore. They don't do it anymore. No tin mining anymore in there, right?
No, well, any tin that is mined is deep mined now. They go miles underground, don't they, to go and get it.
Yeah.
This was shallow mining near the coast that they used to do centuries ago, before they had proper mines that we have today.
Oh, that's why it's near the coast. Okay.
I believe so, anyway. And apart from that, there's a big deposit round there anyway, or there were. They used to make these for lead mining as well, although we obviously don't use lead anymore.
And Sylvia from France says she recognizes the calm, what is it? Cornwall scenery.
Mm-hmm. It's a very famous site, that.
Yeah.
It's a World Heritage building as well. So.
Yeah.
It's part of the early industrial era, setup. So anyway, but this is a bit like Sesame Street, this bit.
Sesame Street? What are you talking about?
These brushes. You could use any brush, to be frank. I'm just being idle, and I'm going to use these because they're my go-to brushes.
So you'll use just 3 brushes for this whole painting?
Well, I've got 4 there, but
you need 4?
They're round about where I'm going to be today. I might use some, I might not. It all depends on how I feel.
Yeah.
I mean, literally, if I wanted, I could just paint it with that. I know. Do you want me to just to show you? Do you want me to just paint it with that one brush, just as a challenge?
As a challenge, if you want to.
Yeah. Why not?
I'll paint it with that one brush. Then.
He is going to do a watercolor painting challenge. Everyone, he is going to paint this whole watercolor painting with one brush.
Just to show you that you don't need thousands and thousands and thousands of bits of equipment.
Thank you.
Okay.
That,
really, for even tiny little details? Oh, you're going to use a pen? Are you going to use a pen for tiny details?
No, just that brush and the paint and the water. That's why I love watercolor, because that's all you need.
Me too. Yeah.
No faffing about with other chemicals that don't always work or out like that.
And
yeah. Okay. Let's
pay $20-$30 for a jar of some chemical that's.
Exactly.
But the brushes can be now a really good brush. How much that really good brush probably costs about $30, right?
You can get brushes that of this type, right? That can cost you best part of £100.
Oh yeah.
This didn't. It's from Jackson's. It's one of their quill, and that's the reason why it's a quill, because it's bound together like that. You can see they're bound together like that, instead of in a metal instead of being in the metal part like that at that end. And this is called a pointed mop, and it's one of Jackson's art supply brushes, and it was very cheap. I think it was about £7.
Oh, that's cheap.
Which is borderline $10 ish, roughly. Yeah. I would say something like that. So no, it's not expensive, but you might think, oh well, is it rubbish then? No, it ain't. It's a great brush. So and I'm going to show you. The only difficult bit with this one is this large area here. But if you're ready, I am ready.
Yeah, go ahead. We're ready. Yeah.
You get on with your conversating and chatting, and I'll crack on with painting then.
Oh, okay. He's the challenge. He decided to make his own challenge, everybody, and he's going to paint this watercolor painting of Cromwell scenery. Cornwall.
That's it.
Is that it? Cornwall.
Yeah.
And Sylvia said, "I love Cornwall. I love the series Poldark. Poldark.
Oh, Poldark, yes.
Poldark.
I remember the original Poldark, the very first, the original one.
Oh, wow. Mm. And also on panel, what you might not know is besides Ian is Gracie, which at the beginning showed us two of her. Well, one of them was a watercolor. No, they're both They were both watercolors.
Yeah, they were. Yeah.
And they were finished, and one might be in progress, but now that Ian is going to show us a whole painting from beginning to end in progress, from beginning to end.
Yeah. You'll just have to talk while I'm concentrating.
Okay, so you can watch, and we're gonna. Dang Cap, welcome. Oh, please tell us what country you're from. Dang Cap San Bat TV. That's hard to say your name. Dang Cap San Bat TV. What country are you from?
I know what I've done wrong.
And Flat Earth Forum. Hello. Hello, welcome. Nice
So
to see
you. You may not see it at the moment, but I have put a very light amount of, I put a very watery area, but I've put a very light amount of Naples yellow.
Oh, I see. A very, very light amount.
Very light amount of Naples yellow. And I'm now going to get some cerulean blue. Because I'm feeling I'm feeling in a cerulean blue kind of mood.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yep.
Oh, what a lovely colour.
I love cerulean blue. I'm always in a cerulean blue mood.
Yeah. Yeah.
And now, just to get a teeny weeny bit of contrast.
Yeah.
If I can get.
Is that White Knight paints, Ian?
No, oh no, that's something I forgot to explain. Today I'm using my SAA paints.
Oh.
Which are an organisation in the UK that you can be a member of.
Yeah.
And I'm not for it's Society for All Artists. Oh. And you can be a member of it internationally as well. You don't have to be from England to be in it.
Yeah, it's excellent, isn't it?
It is. It's great.
And there's a nice community there as well, isn't there? The online community.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is. It's a lovely organisation, and being in the UK, we get some really good. Because things are very, very expensive in the UK, they do some really good discounts.
Yeah, they do.
For the members. So, which is nice.
Yeah.
Flat Earth Forum, welcome. And I see you said you're a networking channel, and that's fine. You know, you can check out people's channels here. I mean, I have no problem with people checking out people's channels and joining other people's channels. I don't have any problem with that.
So,
but
there's one thing about Cornwall. Is one thing about Cornwall. It's because it's on right on the Atlantic. Its water is very like turquoise.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah, it's very turquoise, and it's got a glow about it.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah. It's beautiful sea. It's just
Instead of muddy brown like everywhere else is.
exactly. Yeah.
Right. Well, but you're welcome to meet anyone you like. I just have to take time out for a minute. One peaceful mind. Alicia is right. She said, right, this channel's not a networking channel, but you're welcome to meet anyone you like and join their channel. But just don't say I joined your channel, so please join mine. You can't say, you can't tell people, well, I joined your channel, so please join mine. You can't say that.
It's not the done thing, is it?
No, it's that's really not the etiquette right now of all the channels. You can join somebody's channel and then let them know on a comment that you joined their channel, and then it's up to them whether they want to come visit your channel.
If anybody wants to visit anybody's channel, all they have to do is go to the chat and click on the three dots next to the person.
The three dots, right? Next to
and they can decide whether they want to actually do that.
Yeah.
I know it's difficult building your channel up, but the thing is, what you got to look at is getting the right people on your channel, because
or you have a lot of dead subs.
Yeah, if you get a lot of dead subs, I mean, I did it. I got a lot of people on it who are no longer on YouTube, and that's it. Every day I go down a load because they're not on anymore.
Right.
So you got to be really careful what you're doing.
Yeah.
And Sylvia D says she says the Cornish bays and beaches are stunning, and the colors of the ocean are gorgeous.
Yes, it's definite. Put it this way: if ever I decide that I'm going to go on holiday, it's probably down there.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's southern England, is that right?
It is, yeah. Not that it makes any difference. There's some lovely places in the north of England, but it is uniquely. I mean, it's a World Heritage area that. So, you know, it's got a lot. It is nice. So, I'm getting to a stage now with this, and this is the only problem with watercolors, that you have to stop and pause, because if you get too much paint on and too much liquid on your paper,
It buckles is one thing.
That's the point where it buckles.
Yeah.
And that's why you have to moderate what you're doing.
Okay.
Be very, very careful.
So we have a bunch of people in the chat that love watching people paint, love watching you paint.
Oh, good.
Oh, that's very nice of them. Thank you. I mean, I don't know how completed I'm going to get it today. It might get to a certain stage, this, and then I might give it a bit of extra bits and bobs later.
Okay, that's what I often do. That I often say I'm going to do that, but
with watercolors, it's almost essential, because you can paint it and then like leave it, and then you go, oh no, it's not quite strong enough, that, and
right.
You have to go in and finish it off a little bit. So it's almost something that you have to do.
Well, Alicia, yes, Gracie is still here. She's on the panel, but you can't see me or her because I've highlighted and featured Ian so we can see his painting nice and big.
You can go back to you now because I'm going to allow this to dry for 5 or 10 minutes.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I thought that you go to like another section that's not touching the wet paint.
Yeah, it's all right doing that if you're working really fast and what have you, but all it needs to do it is bleed into something.
Yeah.
And that's it. You've ruined it.
Yeah.
So what I like to do is give it time to breathe.
Yeah.
And then it won't. See, that's why a lot of people who do watercoloring not too regular get frustrated with it because they say, "Oh, I can't control it because it goes here and there and everywhere." Well, it won't if you give it a couple of minutes to dry, and it won't move as much.
Yeah.
Once it's dry, I have a question. Once it's dried, you can't lift the color back up, can you?
It depends on what type of paper you're using. The paper that I'm using, the paper that I'm using now, cellulose paper, has a lot of what's called sizing.
Yes.
Which is a special glaze of chemical.
Oh, right.
It's a protective layer over the paper. Right. When you and you can lift, and it literally that's your sizing, and then on top of it your paint sits on top, right? Even when it's dry, it sits on top. It does not go to the paper layer, right? So if you've got paper like that, you can lift it off, and in fact later on in the paper,
well, I guess it depends on what paper you're using.
Now with other paper, it has less sizing in it. A lot of cotton paper, 100% cotton papers, have very minimal amounts of sizing in them. That's why it absorbs into the paper more. And when it does that, what the type of painting you do with cotton paper is different to the type of painting that you do with this type of paper, cellulose. You do glazes, and with cotton paper you do glazes, and you build up and build up and build up, and you can do that because of the cotton paper. If you try doing it with this type of paper, it just lifts off.
So
I'll show you an example. See this area here?
And then I'm going to post Ian's and Gracie's YouTube channels in the link.
Oh,
and it's literally lifted off.
Please check out please check out Ian's YouTube channel.
I need to find. I know I've got a boatload of.
Oh goodness! I pressed that, and all right, and then I didn't put the link in. Please check out.
Can I find my tissue paper? No. Here it is. One of the most important tools of the job.
Absolutely. Yeah.
But for example, lifting, there's a strong area there. If I wanted to put some texture in there.
Oh, is that Rick in? Hi, Rick.
You know Picker Rick?
I do indeed. Yeah. Hi, Rick.
Picker Rick just popped in, and I just posted Ian's channel,
Yeah.
If you check out Ian's channel, if you enjoy he does tons of watercolor painting. If you enjoy that, and check out his channel. Now I'm gonna if I can, Gracie, what's the name of your channel?
Oh, I haven't named my channel. It's just kind of
well, put your name in the what they call it.
Yeah.
In the chat, and it'll come up. Type into the chat.
Okay. Yeah, it should be up in the chat, shouldn't it? I think.
Thank you for the thumbs up. Pick a Rick, yes, and
thank you.
Backyard Chicken and Outdoors. Welcome.
Oh, hi guys. Yep.
So I've got a bit of, I've got that area there that's wet still. While it's still wet, I'll just put, I can lift a bit of that and get a bit of texture like that. I mean,
Thank you for
that, but you can lift it. It's nearly ready to get back to painting now. It doesn't take long.
But you never use the liquid latex frisket for masking?
I do for detailed work, yeah.
Yeah, okay. I just started using that. I just started using that with my alcohol inks. Yeah.
You got to be.
I got a different one. Okay.
Well, this has just got a microfine tube on it.
Right. So whatever. It's not the same thing.
But it's exactly the same thing.
Because I've never thought I've seen you use it. So I was wondering if you ever had.
No, it can be used, and there are other techniques to. I mean, I'm not that fussy about covering things over, to be frank.
No.
And the only bits that you need to protect areas of white that you want to protect, and that's it. And I'll just be careful. There aren't that many areas of white in this. So,
there is.
Not really.
And Grayscale Painting says fascinating to watch.
It is. Yeah.
Well, so I mean, as you can possibly tell, there's a lot of light area here, right?
Yeah.
That assumes that light is coming in that direction.
Yeah.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So everything at this side of the building, this side, is going to be dark.
Oh,
that'll be
and
anything at the other side will what we can't see anyway is light. So we're only going to see dark and mid on this one.
Yeah.
Yes, please remember thumbs up. Thank you for reminding people, Pick a Rick. Thank you.
Yeah.
I'm trying to keep up with chat, but I'm trying to focus on this as well.
Oh no, I'll read the chat to you. That's fine. There is Ian's YouTube channel. If you want to subscribe to him.
Yep, there you go.
It's in the link. It's in the chat. You can click this link in the chat. You can't click it off the banner, but you can click it from the chat. You have to scroll up.
And you will find that some of the weirdest colours that you wouldn't have thought exist within a particular setup.
Like what weird color? What weird color?
Why would I want to paint blue into that, for example? It's an hill. It should be green and yellow. I painted blue into it.
A blue into which area? The building?
This hill here, which is grass, right?
That hill, right?
It should be green, should it not? Because it's grass.
So why'd you do that?
Because it's on the opposite side of the light, therefore it's shaded. So
Yeah.
you don't make it dark green, you make it blue.
Really?
Yeah.
That's
You make
interesting.
it because you make it blue, but not dark green. Is the blue but you mean like it's a bluish gray? I could understand a gray, like it's
Yeah,
not a bluish gray.
it's a semi-neutralized, what they call a
Yeah, it has to be neutral, some kind of neutral.
but its foundation is blue, not green.
Yeah.
Problem
Totally
is with
insane art.
it's a landscape, right? You expect a lot of green in a landscape, but the problem is you can overgreen a landscape if you're not careful. So what you need to do,
Yes, you have to make sure you put enough neutrals in it.
that's it. You need to give your eyes something else to look at that's reasonably close to it, that works tonally.
Yeah. A Totally Insane Art is one of my new friends, and welcome. Thank you. So nice to see you here, Totally Insane Art.
Hi, everybody.
And if you remember, please give thumbs up. Totally Insane Art, please give thumbs up.
Yeah. I was just about to ask you how you were going to do the box.
Well, a lot of artists will start getting really fiddly and start doing every individual tiny little rock.
Yeah.
With watercolor painting, you don't do detail. You give an impression.
Yeah.
An impression. Really?
Yeah.
I see. I know what you mean.
Yeah.
You're into the idea of it being a set of rocks. Don't try and. The one big thing that spoils a lot of people's paintings is hyper detail. Unless you're doing a painting that is
Unless you're doing hyperrealism.
Well, hyperrealism is a specialized art form, but hyper detail is just wrong. It's just putting too much detail in
Really?
too much detail in a painting that doesn't need it. That's not to be misunderstood with what you've just said. Hyperrealism, that's deliberately highly detailed work. With watercolors,
Would you say that? Are you saying that especially for watercolor?
Yeah, with watercolors, you need it to. The main aspect of watercolors is that it flows. Colors flow into one another, and you get that. The characteristics of water, which is transparency and flow. And when you master that, you've got watercolors. That's it. You've done it. Welcome to the Watercolor Club.
Dina Tollefson is still in here, and she agrees with you. She says that it's best to give an impression rather than detail on watercolor.
Yeah.
Right. In certain aspects of if you're wanting to tell a story within a painting, let's say there's some people, this is the wrong, a landscape isn't the right kind of thing, but let's say we're doing a picture with people in it, or something like that in a town centre or something like that.
Yeah.
Certain areas you might want to zoom in on and put some detail in to tell the person that is viewing, this is the key point.
Oh, in one part, and then the rest of it you leave looser.
Yeah. Loosen up and lose the detail, and then focus in on the one area that's key component of the painting, and that's all about your compositional arrangement to your
And
painting.
you say that especially for watercolor. Like, what about you? Have experience in oil painting? What do you say about oil painting?
Well, for oil painting, it's a much more controlled medium, so you can afford to be more detailed.
Yeah,
But even,
everywhere. Like I've seen like this painting, and she's detailed everywhere.
yeah, because it's a lot easier controlled. And well, even with oil painting, you'll find that they use techniques where they use layers of glazes that build up that
Right.
in their own setting look abstract, but when you bring them all together as one painting, they look like a highly detailed painting.
Yeah.
So trying to do teeny weeny little detailed things like that don't help anybody. It takes your time away from you, and I don't know. I don't. I've got to say this. Unless you're a person who does detailed art and you want to like do every hair on a dog's face, fair enough. Fair enough. I mean, some artists do that, and they're very good at it, and they can get something like a photograph. But if you're wanting to do expressive art, you've got to think. There's two layers to it. You've got your universal image, all of your image. How does that all tie together? And your focused in image. How important is that bit? How important is that bit? Is it important? Do I need that to be faded out? Do I need that to be highly focused? And they're decisions you make while you're painting.
Yeah.
So it's all advanced stuff.
Gracie, did you ever type your name in the chat?
I'm
gonna try to look your channel up, but I'm not sure I'll be able to find it. Let's see.
Okay, it's okay.
Well, that's something I've got to do. The reference image I've got for this, right? It has this little path going next to it, and you can see it here.
Oh, good. Nice little path. Yeah. Do you ever use the credit card scraper technique here?
Not really.
No.
It's just me and the brush. Me and the brush.
Yeah. Because you can use it for scraping in rocks. But
It's okay. I tend to use things like that.
Yeah.
For more heavy-bodied paint.
Yeah. Oh, really? Oh.
More often than not. I mean,
like gouache or something.
Hey.
Like gouache.
Yeah, you could use it for gouache. Yeah.
Yeah.
If you were using it neat from the tube.
Yes.
I'm not boring everybody.
Of course you're not. Oh, I could just go for a walk down that path, Ian, and walk.
Well, apparently you can, because that path is a National Trust path that goes all the way around that area.
Oh, is it?
If you're ever in that area,
yeah,
at least take a photo of it.
Absolutely. We used to go there quite a lot for holidays back in.
Yeah.
Back in 1802. long time ago.
Back in the day.
Back in the day, yeah.
See, right, you see this area here?
Yeah.
It's all scrubland with bits of grass. Right? Now, some people would be, they get the brush and they get a really pointy brush like this. And they like paint every grass leaf like that. No, 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 no. Just give yourself that extra bit of idea and look. I'm just going to make my brush really, really dry.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm going to make it right spriggy like that. Can you see how I've made my brush spriggy?
Oh wow, yeah.
Well, yeah, that's good for
Like
that's
that.
good for like foliage.
Yeah.
I mean, the thing is, people who are fairly new to painting, regardless of what type of paint they paint with, they tend to. I'll do a little one there here. I see it all the time, and I think, well, if you've got that amount of time to spend in the park, and you think, oh my god, and you go, oh
yeah.
no.
It's a bit like when you see these people painting parrots, and they do every single feather, and I'm like, oh.
As you can tell, as you can tell, I'm not a person who cares for detail.
No.
I believe details.
I thought you were. Are you kidding? I look at an Ian painting, I'm like, there's so much detail in it.
Yeah, because what I'm doing is I'm conning you into thinking there is detail.
Conning me into thinking that there is.
The art of illusion. Painting is the art of illusion. You are only seeing what the artist is creating to make you think you see something, and that's what a good artist does.
Yeah.
I think I missed something where you crumpled up a paper towel and you're painting with it.
Yeah, all it is a piece of tissue paper, right? And while it's wet on there, what you can do is lift stuff off.
Lift stuff up.
Yeah.
Kitchen roll. I think you guys call them paper.
We don't. You guys call it kitchen roll. We call it we call it paper towels.
That's it. Yeah.
It's better if you use toilet paper rather than kitchen roll.
Oh,
really? Toilet paper is so thin that it would leave pieces of it.
No, you just dab it on and dab it off. You don't leave it there for 20 minutes.
No.
You just dab it in and off.
Hi, hippie chick. Welcome.
Oh, hi, hippie chick.
And Siri Studio. I welcomed you in writing, but I welcome you in verbally telling you welcome, Siri Studio from way back. But I know you joined the chat a while back, but I did welcome you. And Mystic Unigon's in here.
Oh, hi, Mystic. Hello.
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 And Grayscale Painting says this is better than most TV shows. Quite informative.
Oh.
Informational, I mean.
I haven't done. Oh, schoolboy error. Don't follow me. Look at that. I've got in the middle of the building a window into nothing. There it is. The window. You probably can't see it. There's a window there, and you should see the background there, the hill in the background. But because I've not done it, it's white. So there you go.
Oh.
There you go. Problem solved. Is it close enough for you, that, guys?
Yeah, it's fine. Perfect.
Is it?
Yeah, absolutely.
Sure.
Yeah.
When I'm looking at it and I can barely see it.
Really?
Yeah.
No, that's very good.
So you can barely see what?
It don't matter. It's probably because I've got several windows up at the moment. I've got my reference image, I've got the chat up, and I've got the StreamYard up. So it's taking up all my screen.
You're multitasking, Ian.
And
Well,
there is
computer
there
is
is
Gertrude.
okay. Okay, his YouTube channel is called Ian Jackson. I should probably put that in there, Ian Jackson. But you cannot click on that banner to get to it. I have to put it down in the chat again.
I'll type mine in. I'll type my name in, and then I'll type my name in the chat, and then you can get to it. There we go.
Yeah.
Right, anybody who wants to go to it, Ian Jackson.
There is Ian Jackson. You click the three dots on the right, go all the way over to the right of his name, and your little three dots will come up, and that's how you go to his channel.
Yeah, that's it.
Mm-hmm.
Hi, Paul's Blind Soup for the Soul. Welcome back again. Last Friday we did Paul's painting. Today Ian chose a painting for himself to do.
Yeah, all right, pal.
Hello.
And Dave's Backyard Chicken and Outdoors. I don't know. I tried welcoming you. I might not have welcomed you. Welcome though.
A good tip if you ever watercolor painting is having a rag like this, and if you want to do dry work, you just dab your paint off like that.
Yeah.
And you can then scrape like that. There's a bit more off.
What is that? I've been on loads of live
That's
streams.
not me. That must be Ian.
Oh, I often wonder what that little noise was.
Those are just notifications. Like they're kind of different kinds of notifications. Like it could be a Facebook notification. It could be an Instagram notification.
Yes.
It could be a YouTube notification.
Yeah. I just wondered. That's looking amazing, Ian.
Well, hopefully I get it done today.
I'm sure you will.
Right, I'm gonna now go into getting me my building done. I might as well do.
The bigger brush really helps, doesn't it?
Yeah, actually, it's to my advantage, the big brush. Well, it's not massive, this brush. It's a medium.
Oh, let me tell people about your challenge. Okay, Ian has challenged himself to only paint this whole watercolor painting with one brush. One brush only.
Yeah, you saw it here first, guys.
And all. Right, so I'm getting that first lot of darken. And see how dark it is that at the moment? When that's dry, it will go down 50%.
Oh, right.
It'll be
And
50%.
watercolor always dries lighter, doesn't it?
Very much lighter, yeah. So that's another thing that I would encourage anybody who's wanting to move forward with watercolor. Oh, don't be scared to work darker.
Yeah.
Right.
Because you'll be surprised how, and it sometimes happens with acrylic that as well. And I don't know about oil. I never really.
Not alcohol inks. I'll tell you that. They don't change.
No.
That's what I like about them.
Strangely
the way
enough,
the color goes on, that's the way it dries.
some alcohol inks sometimes become darker.
Okay.
I don't know if they become darker.
Because you can have the opposite effect.
Yeah.
I know it's the case with some colours. But
maybe it's the case with some colors of alcohol ink. That could be true.
And it's definitely the case with but then again, that's just neutralizing.
Yeah.
you can make something really really dark looking.
Okay, good night, Sylvia.
Good
She's
night.
5 hours. Well, you guys are 5 hours ahead too. Whatever. She has to go to sleep and she's very tired. So thank you so much for stopping by, Sylvia.
Thank you, Sylvia.
See you again soon.
Right, I'm going to speed up a little bit because I don't want to be an awful lot longer.
I should probably get rid of that banner. No, for the most part, you're painting above the banner, so it's all right.
I can move it up if you want.
Yeah, move it up. If you can, move it up a little bit. Yes.
Oh, yeah, there you go.
What I'm doing now is taking some of the wet paint that I've got and I'm just like dabbing it into that to create texture. You don't have to put a fresh application of paint on every time. Okay. One really important thing about painting as you're moving forward is your sense of depth, called aerial perspective. And the farther something is away, the less detailed it is, and the less concentration of colour it has. So the closer you get, so everything like there should be almost grey. And as you come closer and closer, it should get more vibrant and more contrasted.
Yeah.
As you get to here, and
Yes.
this is a contrasted area. So this area will have the most amount of, and that's how you create a sense of depth.
Yeah.
Right. Let's. I'm just going to dab some of that off and see if I can. You see how I did that there just then? I don't know if you can actually pick it up what I'm doing, but it's very subtle. But I just whooshed my brush over. I didn't try painting every wave.
No.
I just whooshed my brush over.
To create what? To create the idea of waves.
Yeah. See, your brain will say that's water, so that's waves. I don't have to have every detailed little thing there. So it will. Your brain will work out for you a lot of things. So don't paint every detail into your painting because that leaves nothing for the person who's viewing.
Right. Yeah, I see what you mean, but it's sometimes it's hard to know that fine line of.
It is, yeah. I mean, this is a fairly obvious setup, but what I'm encouraging people to do is not be overly obvious about what it is that they're doing.
Yeah.
Because it can again spoil your painting.
That's true.
And then people then wonder why the paintings don't look right.
Yeah.
And then they get upset with themselves and they say, "Oh, I can't paint."
Yeah. Yeah.
It ain't that they can't paint. It's just that they need to refine the techniques a teeny weeny little bit.
Yeah.
And what once they get it, it becomes plain sailing. Honestly.
Yeah.
There's no art about painting at all in any medium.
No art about it, you said?
There's nothing hard about it. Everybody can have a go.
Hard. Are you saying hard or art?
Hard. There's nothing
Okay.
about about painting. It's only what you put in your mind that makes it hard. I think we have.
I don't agree. Yeah. You know all these techniques, and like you're explaining all these like the techniques of how to like do this how to do this the best way, and how to do this the best way.
Right. Where's that picture? Let's go back 29 years. Right.
29
Did I have all those skills back then? No, I didn't. And that's what I got. Right. Fair enough. I use my background knowledge of other art forms that I do to get to that stage. But that to me is naive in comparison to what I've got here.
Mm-hmm.
So you build these skills up and they take time.
Yeah.
It's not something that you're going to just get overnight. And the more you practice, the better you get, then the quicker you get at it. Another really important thing about painting is analysing your work and saying, where can I improve that? How did that went well? That didn't go so well. Overall, did it portray what I wanted it to portray? And if it didn't, then fair enough. Move on to a different technique that will do it. Don't like stop and go, oh, I can't paint, because that will put a mental block on you that will last the rest of your life. I did that with colour pencils. When I were a young lad, I got into doing colour pencils. I got a boatload of pencils. I didn't know what I was doing with it, and I spent a lot of money on them, and I couldn't do it because I didn't know the techniques right. And I eventually ended up packing in with them because I couldn't get what I saw other artists doing. You know, I saw photorealistic images.
Right.
And I tried doing it, and I thought, well, you know, I'm a reasonable artist. I should be able to do this. And I didn't have any of the techniques, and I didn't know about the techniques. And it's only recently, in the last few years, that I've given myself the courage to actually go back to colour pencils and actually look at the techniques properly. And now I'm looking at the techniques properly. I'm actually starting to get to a stage where I can just about do some colour pencil work. And that's me who's been an artist for over 40 years. So if you put a block in front of yourself and say, I can't do this, then the likelihood is you're going to create a block for the rest of your life if you're not careful.
Right.
Yeah.
So never say that you can't do something.
There's no,
You can.
yeah.
It's just that you need to research.
Yeah.
You need to research the techniques that are needed and apply that technique at the right time in the painting. And that's all that is all painting is. Correct application of the correct technique at the right time.
Yeah.
That's it.
Well said.
I know it might sound a bit boring, that, but
no, it's not.
Art is a procedural thing, unless you're a person who just does random expressionism. But even that, there's a series of rules that person will have in their mind that will guide them through that painting.
Yeah.
Is Diana still here?
Yeah.
Oh, I was like, oh, why has it gone quiet?
Right.
Yes, please.
the
Please
chat.
check out Ian's channel, and I just recently put the link. Please check out Ian Jackson's channel. That's the name of his YouTube channel. It's called Ian Jackson, and I put the link, and it's very close to the bottom of the chat. And that
I don't think it is Ian Jackson. Although
I think it is. I just checked. Let me
No,
check again. Check
no.
again.
It's my name.
Let me check.
My name comes up in the chat, but
Hold
I don't
on.
think that's the name of the channel.
Let me see what it's called. Let me see. I'm pretty sure it is. But let me... Yes, the name of your channel is called Ian Jackson.
I thought it was Rainbow Color Graphics, but there you go.
No. It's called Ian Jackson.
Right. Anyway, I mean, I'll type it back in, but
you don't need to because I already. Well, okay, you could do that too. Okay.
all right. Oh, you've got it there anyway, haven't you?
I just put it. It's like three. It's like three from the bottom now in the link.
Right. We've got it to a stage now where the vast majority of the body color is in. Right. What we need to do now is start thinking about finishing it off with tonal values. So that's what we're going to do next. So starting at this end here, which has very low tone, very light tonal values, and you're only going to be doing teeny weeny little bits.
You're gonna only add like midtones and darks, aren't you?
Yeah, because I'm tiny little gaps for white throughout the painting.
Yeah.
You don't use white or light areas anyway in watercolor. So another thing that, I mean, if we're being a bit, I'm trying to be a bit more constructive here rather than it be quite loose. So I'm not joining everything absolutely all up. I want some things to be slightly separate, like that building. I don't want that to be absolutely like flowing into this, because it is a separate solid thing that's separate from that, and you can't actually see the area where it's touching it anyway, because there's this area here that is in front. So right, I can see that there's an area there. See if I can get some more.
And those people that just came in, Ian is painting this whole painting with one paintbrush. One size, that's it. One paintbrush, not different sizes.
I just show it, all that is for is to just show you that you don't need to go out and buy 500 brushes. I don't advise people do this because it's good. Right. Listen, if you were going to do this, and I'd say, right, there you go. There are 4 brushes you'd probably use during this painting. Right? 4. That should be plenty enough, that.
Right.
Yeah.
Just to show you that you don't need loads of equipment, and we kind of like ended up saying, right, I'll have a go at doing it with just that one. So it's not for any great particular reason. It's just that I think people get a bit het up about their equipment. they've got to have this brush that so and so used.
Yeah.
Can't do it. No, it's not the case.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah.
So, you know, if needs be, you can paint with a stick if you have to.
Well, you know B.B. King, the musician.
Yes.
Yeah. When he was younger, he couldn't afford a proper guitar, so he got like a plank of wood or something, and he actually made his own guitar from that. I can't remember what else he put on there, but there you go.
Well,
Probably like rubber bands or something, or
Yeah.
maybe not. I don't know.
Early blues guitarists used to make things called diddly bows.
Yeah. Yes, that's it. Yeah.
And they were quite popular then, but it were an easy way of making a guitar. It's literally a plank, and it has your guitar strings. It just doesn't have the body part of it.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And one of my favourite guitarists plays a diddly bow. C6 Steve.
Oh, yeah.
The giggly bop. The giggly bop.
A diddly bow. It's American.
I've never heard of that. But
I've never heard of a diddly bow. It is an American.
Diddly board.
Diddly bow. Bow.
Oh, diddly bow. Okay, well, I'm not a music expert, so other people might have heard of that.
It's part of American blues history.
Yeah. I like John Lee Hooker.
I know more about rock history than blues. I know, but blues is part of rock history, but
Oh, I love rock. I love my rock.
Oh, I forgot you're a rock chick, aren't you?
I'm a rock chick, yeah. I like Guns N' Roses and.
Oh, it's a bit hardcore, isn't it?
Oh yeah, hardcore. Oh yeah.
I like them too.
I just love Guns N' Roses. I love them. They're great.
I like them, but I'm not sure if they're not in my top 5. But there's a couple of their songs I really love.
I like Sweet Child of Mine. That's probably my favourite. Yeah, that's my favourite one.
Was it Guns N' Roses that? Oh, no, I can't remember the name of the song. And then I get them confused with Bon Jovi. Like which songs did Bon Jovi sing and which songs did Guns N' Roses sing? I get those two bands confused.
Yeah.
Same here, a different type of rock music.
Different type of rock music, yeah. Did you know that the guy who was the guitarist, or is the guitarist, I think he's called Slash. Is he called Slash?
Oh, Slash, right, Slash.
Guess where he was born?
Probably where you live, right?
Pardon?
Where you live?
Oh no, not that lucky. No, he was born.
I don't know.
Yeah, he was born in a UK town called Stoke-on-Trent.
No, Stoke-on-Trent.
I know.
It's not far away from you, is it?
No. No. I was amazed, I thought it'd be like from America.
But then he grew up American though? He was just born in the UK?
I don't have that info, but
I
assume so. Yeah, he's an amazing guitarist. Yeah.
Oh, and then grayscale painting, can't believe I would confuse Bon Jovi with Guns N' Roses.
Yeah, two different types of rock music, totally.
It's like I would also used to confuse Rush with Journey.
Oh, you mean the Journey?
I know the difference now. I got very familiar with Rush, and so I know the difference now. I can totally tell Rush from Journey now. I mean, I can totally tell a Rush song now. But with Guns N' Roses, I don't know how I confuse those two. Just because I'm not so familiar with their music, I guess that's why.
Yeah, I like Meatloaf as well. Don't laugh, but I do like
Meatloaf.
Meatloaf.
Yeah, I'm a bit of a soft rocker.
Oh yeah. Oh.
I'm a Floyd fan.
Oh, I do like Floyd. Yeah, yeah.
And do you like Steely Dan? How about Steely Dan?
Oh, love Steely Dan.
Oh, I love Steely Dan, right?
How about Bruce Springsteen?
No, not so much a fan of his.
No. Oh, okay.
Even though he grew up near me, but I'm not a big fan. I'm not so much a fan of his. Nope.
No. I think you
But
either.
I can understand how people are, but I'm just not.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. But it's kind of like with art. You either like something or you don't.
Yeah, one of my favorite bands is U2.
Thank you. I'm glad you mentioned that. They're like, yeah.
Do you not like REM?
I love REM.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I like some of their songs. Yeah.
Yeah.
But for like a band where I consistently like many of their songs, U2 is one of them. Like they're like in my top 3.
Oh, I love U2. Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah, they were okay in early 80s, but I think they went off.
I know what you mean. In the 80s, they were awesome.
Rattle
and
I think.
Yes.
But then they still came up. Joshua Tree was a good album. Joshua Tree was really good.
Oh yeah, that was one of the early ones. It was.
Yeah.
Yeah, but then I bought some CDs of their later ones, and I'm like, ooh, not so good.
Yeah.
They went a little bit too experimental for me.
Yeah. I think
like too electronic and all that.
Yeah.
But on the whole, they have They have so many songs that I like, so that's why they're in my top 3.
Yeah. Diana, do you remember Bono during the Rattle and Hum period? You know
He did what? Bono did what?
Oh, he was good looking back then.
He's
still quite handsome now.
Oh, I know he was good looking. I know. I still think he's good looking.
Yeah, and his wife's really, really pretty. Mrs. Bono, very, very pretty too. Yeah.
I never forgive him for having that video. Is it The Sweetest Thing or whatever they call it?
Oh, that one, yeah.
That one, and they had Ronan Keating in it, who were in that boy band at the time. And I'm sorry, that made me feel a rage beyond all rages. How dare they? How very dare they, boy bands?
Oh no.
I've heard rumours that Non-Direction or whatever they call them are getting back together.
Are they? Oh.
Non-Direction.
Paul says Paul's blind soup for the. I mean Paul's soup for the blind. Paul's blind soup for the soul. Said Ian, my girlfriend posted your check this afternoon. You should receive it in 5 to 7 days.
Great, I shall watch out for it. And we'll get it posted off to him. And I hope the US. Well, I've armor plated it for them so that they can't bend it. So I hope the don't work at the post office don't try to bend it, because
right.
I've made sure that I can't bend it.
Yeah.
I prefer them to hand deliver it to them by hand.
That would be.
I don't know whether they do that in US. I don't know.
I don't know.
They deliver it by hand, but it still goes through this roller thing.
Oh, it's not the roll. It's not the roller that's the problem. It's the
small mailboxes.
The small. You've got these silly things in America that your little boxes.
No, they don't bend them. If it says "do not bend," it depends on how nice your mailman, your mail people are. Because we have mail people that sometimes, if it fits in our box, they're gonna put it in our box. But sometimes they actually deliver it right to the door if it needs big.
It's not a matter of sometimes. If I've paid for it to be delivered, to the
Yeah,
door.
right.
It needs to be delivered to the door, and I've actually had some of my artwork destroyed by a person who just put it in the stuffed it in the mailbox.
Really?
Oh, goodness.
Oh dear.
What an idiot! If I were his boss, he'd be sacked.
Yeah. Well said, Mr. Jackson.
If it happened in UK, there'd be an inquiry at government level.
Yeah.
You guys have big mailboxes?
No, we don't. We have these things called houses, and we have a hole in the door. They're called letterboxes. Civilized people have
So
them.
they just you're talking about just putting it through your door?
Yeah. Literally.
Right. We have some people have that right here.
Those
Even then,
letterboxes.
it's not wide enough for it's not wide enough for like certain many packages.
Well, if it isn't, then they come and they knock on the door and they say, "Well, you've got a delivery for you. Can you sign?"
Right. And then if you're not home, then they should leave like what UPS does or FedEx. They leave a note saying we couldn't deliver this today. We'll be back tomorrow.
The depot, which is what they do here.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Exactly the same.
But some people, I don't know whether they're on some sort of like, I've got to get this done by a certain time or something like that, or send.
Yeah.
You know, the more mail that they actually deliver, the more, I don't know, bonus they get or whatever. I don't know, something like that.
Oh, I know.
They just sling it as though it's like newspaper.
I know. Oh, can I just tell you something? I ordered a palette for my birthday last week, and I got it, and I've got a really big one just to put some of my professional paints in. And it came through the door, and it was just completely bent up. And I'm like, and they don't even offer you a refund, or well, no, they probably offer me a refund, but
well, that would be the people who sent it in the first place, not packing it properly.
Yeah, it'd be in transit. They probably just like threw it in or something. I don't know, but
yeah, but where did you get it from? Because if it was from somewhere like Jackson's, they'd professionally pack it.
It was Amazon.
Oh, nobody. They're not known for very. They have great big gigantic packages.
They do.
And in the middle there's a tiny little thing, and when it arrives, it's Brock.
I know. Yeah.
But then again, it might have been person who sent it in first place. You know, actual seller.
Yeah. It
done here.
Yeah.
Oh. But at the end of the day, if something arrives that's broke, you should be able to go to Amazon and say it arrived broke.
Oh yeah, Amazon is they're good on that. They'll take stuff back. They take returns.
Oh, okay. I'll have to go and have a look. But I was a bit cross about that because I've always wanted that particular palette, and it was just kind of. I've got the smaller one here. I don't know if you guys can see it. Can you see that box?
Well, you can go off me now if you want, because I think I'm done.
Oh, that's beautiful. Oh, wow.
That's beautiful.
And it's going to have the white border as well.
Possibly. Let's have a look.
Oh, that's beautiful. Wow. That's great.
There you go. Just the right amount of detail.
I love the rocks and I love the green. Yeah. I think I like painting seascapes because I don't actually live near the sea. So I think
it's a treat for me to see the sea because I live away from. I live inland.
Yeah.
So.
I really like my sea.
Oh, and you want to show us your Gracie? You want to show us your palette?
Oh, please. That's okay.
Okay,
Yeah.
hold on. There you go.
Oh no, I'm on big screen. Is YouTube ready for that? Oh dear. I can
Oh,
never.
you're not ready to show it?
Sorry.
Are you ready to show the thing you were talking about?
Now this.
Oh, that's your palette. I have one like that too. It folds in half.
Yeah, I've wanted this ever since I first started painting.
Right.
And it's this is the brand. I don't know if you guys can see that. That's the brand.
Uh-huh.
Can you guys see that?
Oh, no. Oh, kind of, yeah.
Well, just tell us what the brand is, because we can't really see it very well.
Colour Around, it's called. Colour Around.
I wonder what my brand mine is. And it's broken?
This one is fine. That's 26 wells we've got in there.
And you fold it in half, right?
Yeah, and it's really small.
I have that too. I have it too. But it's probably maybe a different brand.
Yeah. And I wanted this one because it was the closest one I could get to a Holbein one, to a Holbein palette, and they're really pricey. I think one of the deals was £38 for just one palette. It's a bit steep for me, but this is the nearest that I could get to a Holbein.
Oh, right, okay.
Yeah.
And it's broken?
I got a bigger one, which was about that big, that long.
Yeah.
And it was all bent up, like on here, like that bit's all bent up there. And I couldn't.
You never tried calling Amazon before? You can call Amazon and get it taken care of.
I'd like to, because that was a bit disappointing, because I've been after that for like absolutely ages. So. Oh, thank you. Off the big screen.
I know. I hate that too. I mean, I hate it for myself. When people do that, when I'm on their panels, I say, "Get me off that big screen. Get me off the big screen."
This is bed hair. Okay.
Oh.
I did actually wash it yesterday, so I was pretty good. I washed it yesterday. I'm so lazy.
Oh, I'm lazy too.
I love that painting. Wow.
Yeah, that's me done. So, unfortunately, fairly soon I've got to go off and do some modding. So,
Hi, M. Dole. Oh, wait a minute. Hi, M. Doles. Hi, Comax Strickland. Oh, you come in at the end. Let's see. Let's just do a close up of Ian's painting. Hold on. He just finished this watercolor painting. You missed it. He's been painting for almost the past 2 hours.
That's amazing.
It's a certain English land
Cornwall.
Cromwell.
Corn.
Cornwall.
Corn on the cob and then wall.
Right. Okay, Cornwall.
That's it. There you go.
That's it.
And it leads down into the ocean. And he just painted it from beginning to end. He did the drawing ahead of time, but he just painted that watercolor beginning to end.
With one brush?
With one brush.
Yeah.
Well, he challenged himself. Well, it's not really a challenge to him, but whatever. He wanted to show us you could do it with one paintbrush.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right, so big reveal.
Oh, I really like the whiteboard.
Right. It is a quick lesson for you, because
show us the paintbrush you used again.
It's just if you choose the right brush,
That's the one, and it's pointy. It has to be pointy if you're going to do it, though.
What it is this brush has lots of different qualities about it. It's pointed. It's got a lovely point to it.
Right.
It's also very juicy. It holds an awful lot of water.
Okay.
Because it's very, very thick. That it's not your average everyday size brush. So, and it's called a pointed mop quill.
Pointed mop.
Oh, it's a pointed mop. It's actually a mop brush, but it's a pointed mop brush.
Yeah.
Oh.
Okay.
The mop brushes. Let me just show you. if I can find. Mop brushes used to be like that, big fluffy things, and
Oh,
that's what you used to do. That's what you used to do. That's what you used to do. It's like one of them.
Oh, I have a mop brush like that. Yes.
That's what girls use for
I was
putting
just about to
powder
say
puff
that.
on.
Yeah, they're on
Well,
your makeup brushes.
many years ago, that is what a mop brush used to look like, right?
Yeah,
It,
yeah.
it changed now. It's been developed, and what you do have now. This is my big pointed mop brush.
Oh, wow.
And just
Wow.
to show you
I didn't know that.
more bigger,
Brush.
Pointed
to
mop
show you
brush.
how much more bigger it is. That's
Oh,
the one
wow.
I've used today, right?
I didn't know you could get brushes quite that big before.
That is my big pointed mop brush.
Okay.
I think
Wow.
that cost me about £16. That, but it's a
60
great
pounds,
brush.
is that like close to $20 or something?
Yeah, around about $20.
I have a fairly big brush that I did my silhouette with, and it's a Princeton brush. It's the Select Princeton brush, and it's 1 inch flat, and that is a really good brush if you can get your hands on one. I don't know if you guys can see that. Can you see that one? There you go.
If I want to go any bigger, I use my big gun.
A big gun?
A big gun.
What is that?
Well, that's that big one that I've just shown you.
But it's like 3 inches long, 2 inches long.
It's a Sumi E.
What do you, if that you use that if you're painting larger?
Yeah, if I'm doing big stuff, I use this, and it's got a very fine. I can paint thin lines with this that most people can't do with rigger brushes.
Yeah.
Oh, you can paint very fine lines with that, you said?
Point is on the brush. They handmade these, and the really good brushes called a Sumi E brush.
What brand is it again?
I don't know. I don't speak Japanese.
Oh, neither do I.
Normally they have Japanese writing on them, but the goat hair.
Oh.
Oh, it's made out of goat hair?
Well, outer edges, the inner core of the brush is made of other types of hair, and that's what makes it. That's what makes it such a good brush, because it's got all sorts of different qualities within the brush, and they are worth having. If you get serious about watercolor painting, get yourself a decent Sumi E brush, because you can get them at different sizes. I mean, this is a large one.
So your Sumi E brush, you don't just you use that with watercolor. You don't use that with India inks.
You can do, but I mean, I have my strategy is this is just for using for watercolor, right?
Okay.
If I'm doing other disciplines, I've got the same brush for doing Indian ink or whatever ink.
Yeah.
So, and never the twain will meet. I don't cross over.
One or the other.
I don't cross over with my brushes, because even though you can, I mean, you can use watercolor brushes with acrylic painting, but it won't do your brushes any good.
Oh no, I keep them separate.
So, you know, if you want to keep your brushes maintained for many years, and watercolor brushes are not cheap. They're not the cheapest of brushes.
And you like watercolor much better than oil painting?
Oh, I wouldn't say I like watercolor. I do more watercolors these days. It's just that setting up an oil painting is a much more a lot more faffing about than it is doing watercolor.
Yeah, because all you need.
At this moment in time, with my circumstances that I've got, I just ain't got the environment around me to do an oil painting.
No.
Because you need ventilation for oil painting, right?
Well, you do that. I mean, that's one thing, and there's the cleaning of the brushes and the tank that you need to actually make it so that it's totally clean, and there's all sorts of things. It's like,
Yeah.
we're a faff when I can do something like this without worrying about it.
That's what I thought, because when I first started taking it seriously, I was like, oh, I'll go out and buy some oil paints, and I really didn't enjoy it. And then I went back to the shop and I got a small pack of watercolors, and it was, it was just a lot more. It's an easy setup and it's an easy cleanup, and
Yeah, I mean, some people say, oh, well, why don't you use water-based oils? But you can, but even they have issues to deal with. So at the moment in time, I'm not a specialist in any art form, but
Oh, you don't think so?
no, I'm not.
Come on.
Oh, come on.
What I'm saying here, I'm not a specialist in any art form, right?
Well, we think you
Goodness.
I do a lot of watercoloring, and the reason why I do a lot of watercoloring is so that I can get better at it. If you're constantly going round in different types of art forms, you're never going to get a full grip of a particular art form.
That's very true.
Now I do closely align myself with watercolors, and that's why that is the best thing I do, because I do a lot of it. But it don't mean to say that that's the be all and end all. I will have a go at an oil. I will have a go at acrylic painting. I will have a go at screen printing and
Oh yeah, you did the 30-day acrylic challenge.
So it's with most things I dabble with art. I'm a dabbler, but with some things I'm a bit more beyond dabbling. I'm closer to somebody who's a specialist, but I'm not a specialist because I don't. A specialist is a person who just does that one type of thing. That's it.
Yeah.
Like Alvaro Castanet, right? He's a world famous watercolor artist. You will not see him doing oil painting. You will not see him doing acrylics. He is a watercolor artist. He is a specialist.
Yeah.
And that's it. That's what he does. Very well, by the way. He's a great artist. But
what's his name again?
Alvaro Castanet.
Oh, so okay.
Look him up.
How do you spell his last name? I know how to spell his first name. How do you spell his last name?
I'll look it up. I'll look it up and I'll put it in the chat. So you keep on chatting up.
I have a quick question about StreamYard.
Yeah.
It says I'm in the show, and then on the top right, all I can see is the private chat. Is there a reason for that, or
for private chat?
Yeah.
Why private chat? Yeah. The use for private chat is for only people on the panel can say things to each other that everybody out in the regular chat, nobody else in public can see.
Oh, okay, thanks. I was just wondering. I just saw it and I thought, oh.
Yeah.
Right, I'm going to put his name in here, and you can go and have a look yourselves later.
Okay.
He's one of the world's top watercolor artists.
I'm gonna have a problem spending that.
By far, probably the world's best watercolor, and he's on YouTube a lot.
Oh, is he?
Yeah, quite a bit. Yeah, if you look him up.
You posted it? Let me see. Oh, it didn't show up on my iPad yet. What's going on?
Net. I don't know. I don't know if is he Uruguayan? He may be Uruguayan.
I
I'm
think
not sure.
he's Latino.
Yeah,
Oh,
well,
maybe it's not Latino.
Alvaro's Spanish stroke Italian kind of name, isn't it? Alvaro.
I was thinking that actually. Yeah.
But I think he's Uruguayan. I think he is anyway. I might be wrong about that.
Okay. Are you going to
Hello. Oh, by accident I clicked something. But we need to. I have to end this podcast. So everybody, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank
All
you.
right, then all.
Love and hugs to everybody. Thank you to my moderators, and thank you to my guests on the panel.
Yay!
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Thank you for having me, Hannah.
Bye all.
Thank you.
I might make a copy of this and do a more what they call it, detailed discussion of it.
Ah, okay. More detailed discussion of it.
Yeah, do a tutorial. I don't know. I might not do. Don't know. I might not.
Okay.
A lot of messing about.
We're off YouTube, but I can hear